gentlemen, the following contest is a 5-way scramble scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit, and it will be for the IWC High Stakes Championship!
Well, if that wasn't enough, we go from that particular introduction of the program to the most unpredictable division in all of IWC, BC.
Well, yeah, you know, we've talked a number of times. The MVP of IWC, you might say, is Alexander Apollo, the man that challenges himself on a regular basis. But here, I'm not sure. Oh, God, Joe.
Introducing the challengers. First, being accompanied by Julia Lynn from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at 202 pounds. The Sky Prince, Anthony Young!
Did you see Julia Lynn wave? That was
not at you. That has nothing to do with you.
We have a thing. We're actually seeing each other.
A1 Anthony Young with Money Shot behind him. Recent appearance on AEW Dark Elevation. I believe a trios matchup against Best Friends, if I remember correctly, Orange Cassidy. So unique to see A1 testing himself in some big match situations, much the same. Here, a title on the line. That winner takes all.
Next, being accompanied by Satan Survivor, Philip Archer, representing the Culmination. He is the new Age Plague Gory.
Joe, I'll tell you, you mentioned unpredictable. I don't know if it gets more unpredictable than Gory in every title division in this company.
Well, a perennial threat to any championship up and down the line. There's no question about that. Gory has the staying power, the longevity, and he's always dangerous.
Unrelated, am I 25 feet away from Julia Lynn right now? Oh, just...
I'm not even going to
legal
dignify
issue
that.
I have to answer. Anyway,
not going to dignify that with a conversation.
Approaching the ring from the Redneck Riviera, he weighed in at 245 pounds, the big boss of the Iron City Wrestling Academy, Glenn Spectre.
Well, the big boss name is because Glenn Spectre, well, we have seen and heard some stories about the arduous training exercises Spectre puts many of his students through at the ICWA. Spectre certainly rules the Iron City Wrestling Academy with the proverbial iron fist, doesn't he?
Well, you gotta not only test the limits of these young kids, but you gotta let them know what they're in for.
IWC veteran, multiple-time tag team champion. We're going to get gold back around his waist as he continues his comeback tour.
You know, very disrespectful of these people, I might add.
They don't like his hat.
I like the hat.
I think I see where we're going with this one.
Coming down the aisle, being accompanied by Good Bud A. Preston Everest from Frederickstown, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at 225 pounds. Good Bud 1, Johnny Patch.
Well, if you read the internet, you know that Johnny Patch a week ago made his debut in the world-famous ECW arena. He went major league, part of the MLW television taping. So Patch is leveling up as well. And a scramble match like this, DC, one could argue, Patch the odds-on favorite with his devil-may-care style.
Oh yeah, Patch certainly referred to as the Daredevil. Sometimes in a match like this, things end quick, and that could bode well for Johnny Patch.
And now, presenting to you, the IWC High Stakes Champion from the Isle of Evia. He weighed in at 250 pounds. He is the Greek Facade, Alexander Apollo.
Alexander Apollo is a man that has excelled at playing his opponent's game. But when you look at the odds here on paper, BC statistically only a 20% chance Apollo will escape the champion. Has he pushed himself beyond his limit?
Well, it's very possible. You know, he's the Mega Man of IWC, to use a video game reference. He just takes everybody else's power.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, per tradition of the High Stakes Championship, the current title holder will choose the match stipulation.
You know, I've been the IWC High Stakes Champion for well over a year now. So recently, I've been doing a little bit of thinking. You see, in that year, I've beaten almost everyone there is to beat. I've wrestled almost every stipulation there is to wrestle. Heck, I've even wrestled stipulations I've never even heard of. And the result has always been the same. So I thought, what could we do to make tonight special? So on my way in today, I saw someone in the back who's become a bit of a belt collector recently. A familiar face. And I thought, heck, why don't we just add him to the match? So without further ado, why don't we bring him out?
What could this be? Oh, I know that noise. That can only be one man. An IWC legend.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is now a six-way scramble. Making his way to the ring, being accompanied by Danny Moe, weighing in at 191 pounds. He roams the streets at night, creeping while you're sleeping. The Neon Ninja, Facade.
Well, this has a multitude of players. For this matchup, Facade more decorated than perhaps anybody else in this matchup, as you see Facade brandishing his Facadograph on the sign here ringside. So many of these fans missed Facade. I believe the last time we saw him was, what, Super Indy a couple of years ago, right?
Well, yeah, it would have been, and since then he's become the New England Patriots. All he does is win, as we see Facade and Danny Moe with just a multitude of championships. Yeah, both of them for that matter.
Together they are Team Neon Blondes. Danny Moe captured the Women's Championship in Remix Pro Wrestling a couple of weeks ago. Facade a number of singles championships throughout Pennsylvania and the tri-state area. It's almost fitting Facade could add a championship here. A four-time former Super Indy champion, a former tag team champion, BC his partner, one of his partners I should say, in the tag title division, was Gory.
Well, yeah, you saw Gory's reaction when he heard that music, that spray paint can. He knew exactly what it was.
And BC, it's been love-hate between Gory and Facade ever since. Most notably, hate. Gory and Facade teamed up on that remix event 2 weeks ago against the Lucha Brothers, Penta El Cerro Miedo and Rey Fenix. And that ended with Gory spraying that red mist in Facade's face. These two don't get along at all. But think about that breakneck pace. Think about the high-risk nature. Facade, Gory, Patch, A1 in one matchup, and Glenn Spectre, who helped train Gory and Facade, now looking face-to-face with a couple of bona fide superstars. Crazy as this to see, BC, in 2022, Spectre was the champion. Spectre was the veteran when Facade and Gory were setting up rings and taking jackets and working concession stands. And now they come to collide here as A1, maybe out-finessed by Facade in the early going. We've seen a lot of weird stipulations in the 448-day title reign of Alexander Apollo. But I think let's add Facade to the match. Weirdest stipulation yet.
Well, yeah, you know, he did Apollo, rather, take himself from a 20% chance to like, what, a 16.637425891% chance?
Not only does it reduce Apollo's odds, but it completely throws any match strategy into a tailspin because Facade is about the most unpredictable as they come.
And, you know, very, 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 I will say, unfair. Big Boss very unhappy about that as we saw his reaction.
He's never really in a good mood lately, is he?
Well, he had prepared for a 5-way, not a 6-way.
I understand this. A1 prepared for Johnny Patch right now. Patch, a former Super Indy champion. A1 looking for his first taste of IWC gold, taken over by the man that lives by the moniker Just Send It. There's reversal center ring. And keep in mind, to the best of my knowledge, 2 count only unless the champions change it. It's a 1-fall matchup. Gory lost his footing, but adapted and adjusted and just blasted A1 right in the face. And you know Gory's misstep, he's going to take it out on everybody else in this match.
Yeah, Gory almost never has a misstep because he can improvise, he can change direction, he can strategize on demand, on command.
But BC, that speaks to the fact that Facade being thrown in this matchup is a monkey wrench to everybody involved. Oh, Gory caught A1 high. We would love to bring championship gold to the culmination. Philip Archer here somewhere. We saw him earlier. Remy LeVay. I don't believe he's here, but you never can be too sure.
Well, yeah, he could be. We talk about creeping while you're sleeping with Facade. You don't want to sleep on Gory or any of the culmination.
And Spectre trying to appeal to Gory's senses. Hey, once upon a time, Glenn was a ghost. He was a devil's advocate. He can speak Gory's language, or maybe bait him in with a high heel kick. Spectre, I believe it was 3 different occasions he held the IWC Tag Team titles. The late, great Devil Budokan, and of course the mastermind behind it, Jake Garrett. Multiple-time Super Indy competitor. Faced the likes of Christopher Daniels, Colt Cabana. Those boot scrapes across the face of the New Age Pledge. You heard that. And Gory has been an IWC veteran for 18 years, and Spectre is still calling him a, quote, stupid kid.
Well, you know, when you train someone, they're always one of your kids.
2 count only. Unless Apollo's changed the rules, this is 1 fall. So we got to keep an eye on who's in and who's out in the ring, because that's the only way to win this thing.
Well, Apollo's going to be going to school here. You don't want to trade chops with the Big Boss.
Apollo may not have a choice here. He's in survival mode. And Apollo drops down on top of Spectre. Almost a variation of a leg lariat. Half a leg lariat, half a seated senton.
I think that was a reversal of some sort from Apollo.
Well, Spectre won't take too kindly to that. Spectre loves to show off his wrestling acumen. But caught there in the exploder suplex by Apollo connects. Apollo, I believe, the longest reigning high-stakes champion in history. Sent to the outside by Gory.
We got Patch and Facade trading.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes gone by.
We have Gory and A1 in the ring.
What an unpredictable battle this has been. And Facade back in, Neon Ninja, Aerosol Assassin.
Well, you got each man's going to try and gain an advantage.
Everybody's looking for leverage. Everybody's looking for momentum. Apollo with a stunner to Gory, and that jolts the entire pack with that sudden stop.
Well, that was smart. Well, speaking of smart, there's smart strategy by Glenn Spectre.
He's hiding behind the official. One would say that may be cowardly.
Well, no, it was strategy. One man's cowardice is another man's strategy.
And Spectre the Saito suplex. Facade charging in. Tell you what, BC, what's rule number 1 in professional wrestling? Always bring your gear, right? Always come prepared. Facade was here to visit friends, and he could leave here a champion. But Spectre, Saitos for everybody. all you can do is just cover up and brace yourself.
That's why he's the big boss.
So Spectre's lost a lot of weight. He's gotten himself in great shape. Hasn't lost any of that power, though. Power, technique, and extra finesse from the big boss. Burning hammer time. Oh, there's some shades of OG Glenn Spectre back in the day. Gory got spiked. Gory's not moving.
Well, we may have a new champion. Get ready for it. Well,
Yeah, there were bodies waiting to get involved there. And Facade doesn't appreciate being called a kid or a young boy or a young punk anymore. Facade's going to prove to Spectre, hey, a lot's gone on while you weren't here, and I'm a different man than you remember.
well, certainly Facade has that speed.
Spectre counted the first kick, one ready for the back kick. It's that lightning fast quickness of Facade, the ability to switch directions. Makes him so dangerous. And that rebound counter. Springboard with a hard kick takes the veteran down.
And that's it with Facade. Just when you think you have him where you want him, he's able to turn around and bring it back onto you.
Oh, Gory with the miss. Did Facade counter it? Facade knew it was coming, but the QAS may have been too much, and A1 the save. And again, A1 not looking to protect Facade's interests. A1 wants to win that title himself. Jockeying for positioning in the corner. Gory looking to come out with a roll-up. A1 puts the brakes on. A1's got a powerful low center of gravity and a sunset driver. Shades of the Sterling James Keenan MK Ultra, but a near fall.
And here's what we talked about earlier. Sorry to interrupt, but what we talked about, that unpredictable nature of just having so many individuals. You got to keep your
Busaiku knee! A patch special to the Busaiku. Is that going to be enough? Here's Johnny Patch on the receiving end. Oh, release gut-wrench suplex. And the champions cleared the ring.
I guess you could say Apollo took the advice of Johnny Patch. He just sent it. Whoa!
Oh, look out! And that high-risk nature, again, Apollo playing the game of his opponents, and at the moment, it's paying off. Back in the ring, it is Gory, it is Glenn Spectre. Both of these men competed in Super Indy 4. Fast forward, over a decade and a half, they're competing for the high-stakes championship here. Wait a minute!
Well, you just saw Gory and Spectre came to some sort of agreement. That, well, there's a sentence I never thought I'd say.
Well, they got one thing in common. They don't like anybody. But bedfellows will be strange and fleeting in a matchup like this where individualistic goals are the prize at the end of the tunnel. And Sky Prince gonna soar! Incredible leap down with a Fosbury flop.
And when you talk about men that have control of their body, you think of Facade, you think of Johnny Patch, you think of A1. Speaking of Johnny Patch.
All these men are stepping up. All these men, as Johnny Patch has gotten to his feet, Johnny Patch is on the ring apron, and Johnny Patch with the
10 minutes gone by. 10 minutes gone by.
Orihara moonsault connects. And the field is down all but one. And Gory knows how devastating a Facade high risk can be, and he cuts him off with the pass. Facade and Gory will be intertwined, you have to believe, their entire careers. Mostly hate, occasionally an allegiance, but always that competitive blood boiling. And Spectre has A1. Facade walks the tightrope with a thrust kick. Oh man, the kick was bad. Landing was worse.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that is not what Spectre had in mind. That was not an alliance. Wait a minute.
How about A1 out at 1? That shows some gumption. That shows some great instincts. But A1 does not have enough. He's got to shake some cobwebs here. He can't follow through. And Facade. Now what? That's Philip Archer. That's Satan's Survivor of the culmination. And there's Danny Moe up to neutralize. We got Julia Lynn out there. We got bodies everywhere.
Well, we got variables on variables here.
Well, Archer's in the way. Facade's trying to walk the rope again, but he can't execute. And there you see that lapse in time. Gory to get the mist! That mysterious red viscous liquid and patch the Busaiku to Gory, but the momentum sends it out of the ring. Johnny Patch, the thrust kick. Everybody's going for broke. A third knee, but countered. A discus lariat explodes onto Johnny Patch, and Apollo retains the title again.
Here is your winner, and still high stakes champion, the Greek god, Alexander Apollo.
Well, Apollo will reach beyond the 448-day mark as champion. Apollo's playing with fire here. He's flying awfully close to the sun, but thus far, the risks have paid off, and it's made Apollo better for it.
Well, yeah, you know, he's gotten as close to that sun as you can possibly get without getting burnt up. But right now, he's shining bright. Stop me if you've heard this one. Still, your high-stakes champion, and the question I pose to you is who's going to knock him off the mountain?
We may have an answer to that question. What is this? Spencer Slade. He's not scheduled to be here, and Spencer just took out the knee of Apollo.
Well, I mean, that's an effective maneuver. You want to talk about defeating the champion.
You can't defeat him because it's not in a match. And there's the ankle lock. A Spencer Slade specialty. We have sensed the anger and the bitterness of Spencer Slade over the year. He has built up some quality wins for himself, but I don't think in Spencer's mind they paid dividends as quickly as he would have hoped. And the champion has been left laying.
Well, it has been said that there were three young stallions, young thoroughbreds, if you will, and Cole Carter, Spencer Slade, and Apollo. So maybe Spencer just wanted to remind him of that.
Well, certainly Spencer is the only one of those three young studs that is not a current champion. And that, you have to believe, is renting space in Spencer's head, who's always been the top athlete in the class. Everywhere else he's gone his whole life. But I think Alexander Apollo may have a response to what we've just seen.
Spencer Slade thinks he's a big man. Cheap shot me after I just went the distance with 5 of the best guys in that locker room. So Spencer, you think you're big and bad. We'll put that to the test next month. You see, not only am I gonna beat you, I'm gonna beat you in your match. Because next month, I'm putting the high stakes title on the line, one-on-one against Spencer Slade in a submission match.
Whoa. Well, we question how close to the sun you can fly. Is challenging a submission specialist to a submission matchup, Apollo's famous last words as champion. It certainly seems we'll find out very, very soon. Of course, Apollo, Spencer Slade, their journey that has hit this crossroads, their entire career are available right now, BC Steel. Can you believe it? It's right now on the IWC Network.